Golma viewers, welcome back to Golma Conversations. Today we have a different setup. We decided to bring you guys to our workstation because I'm sure you guys are probably wondering what's that white room they're always filming in. But yeah, as you can see, the rest of the rooms are white, so not much that has changed.
Sunshine.
Sunshine. And today I have Miss Linda on my left and Mr. Ruben on my right. This right? Left? Right. Got it.
There we go. Yeah.
And there's an article that we were reading in the morning, and we found this really, really fascinating that, innovation does attract major investment. And today we want to talk about Dfinity. Yeah. The article says they've raised well over $100 million. Now that's just a lot,
Technically speaking, yeah, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
And ask you, what have they raised the money for, and what are they going to use all that money for?
Okay. From what I read, Dfinity is trying to be a decentralized world computer. So the article actually stated that they want to be a better version of Amazon Web Services. So they saying they want to provide services to startup internet ventures and apps and all sorts of things that have been marginalized by bigger corporations. And one example was how Facebook apparently stifled the growth of Farmville. I don't know if you guys like Facebook games, but Farmville was a favorite for a lot of people. And now
I don't get it. I don't understand why, but okay.
Now nobody really talks about Farmville, and apparently it's because they changed their feed, the way their feed runs. And it was probably just put somewhere in a deep dark hole where they put it in there and closed the lid. So Facebook. Nobody would know about it. But that's just an allegation. I don't know if this is a fact. So they're saying there won't be any bias when it comes to Dfinity because it's decentralized. So it's essentially up to the nodes and whatnot, and not really a matter of who outbids who. Yeah.
Who has the chain?
Yeah, who has the cheddar. So that's basically what they're trying to do. I don't think it's ever been done to have a decentralized computer. So I suppose we can say they're being innovative, and you know how people love things that haven't been done before.
It could work out to be, but when you're talking about that, what I hear is Ethereum, basically. I'm thinking, how is it different from Ethereum? Because that's the ultimate end of Ethereum, right? Like the whole movement towards decentralized apps. It's like Ethereum is supposed to be a world computer. So it's pretty bold, pretty brave to go up against Ethereum, because right now Ethereum looks like it's the big thing. So.
Well, let me come back to playing devil's advocate and say this. There's so many ICOs that are being, brought to the table, and a lot of them have fantastic ideas, fantastic concepts, but when it comes to implementation, that's when you begin to see things either take flight or fall apart. And my issue with a lot of these ICOs is not the idea behind it. It's more how either they've run the ICO and they've done a brilliant job and raised the capital that they were going for, but then failed to implement their roadmap following the ICO. And I'm just thinking of one in particular. I won't mention names. Let me not snitch. But they raised a good $72 million, I believe. Was it? Yeah, it was million. And everyone thought that was fantastic, and just in following them after the fact, haven't really seen much of anything. There's been a lot of people on their Telegram channel that are not too pleased about, the fact that they still haven't seen their tokens, and the ICO's been over for a few months now. So my question then comes down to, did you raise the money that you claimed you raised, or were you creating FOMO to try and have people purchase your token toward the end of your sale by stating, oh my gosh, we've sold $70 million worth, only 2 million left, you're going to lose out if you don't buy now, and then people get nervous, they buy because of FOMO, and that's a great way to make sales, but you haven't actually made that $72 million that you've claimed you've made.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that that's the case with Dfinity. I'm saying that's where my question hat and my red flags go up. And that's more so after the ICO is where I want to see the most implementation. I want to see you go hard after that and see what you're going to do with this money that you've raised, because people don't always follow through from that aspect of things.
What I think about that though is, for some ideas it's very, very difficult for them to actually do what they said that they would do, and this is why I thought Ethereum pretty big. The second thing is, if you're going up against Amazon Web Services, that's pretty big.
That's very, very big.
I mean, Jeff Bezos is worth what, over $110 billion, right? Of course, that's like the totality of Amazon, whatever his share is in that. But that to me is an indication that AWS is pretty big. How do you then build a decentralized system or platform that goes up against that? It's still pretty thing. Usually I don't agree with you on this one. Like, when you always hark on about having tried and tested businesses.
A working product,
that to me, maybe I'm not as forward thinking, maybe I'm not as innovative as I would like to think I am, but that to me gets sort of outside of my comfort zone, because it's like, okay, you're going up against these really big established
not just Amazon, Google too. Google Cloud.
From what I hear, they have tested their program or their software, but my question is, we don't know the capacity that it can take right now for them to actually make the claim that they want to go head to head with Amazon. So it's, I don't want to say the word ambitious, but
no, it is ambitious.
But perhaps we're not knocking Dfinity down.
No, it's also an interesting concept to watch, because if they are able to do what they say they're able to do, wow, that then paves the way for others to be as creative, if not more. It's just you kind of tend to be a little bit cautious from time to time with things like this. I'll believe what you say when I see it implemented versus getting excited about an idea that is an idea. I want to see the implementation first before I can get hyped up about it.
It's very funny about that though. With there's always someone here who talks about market adoption. He's not here today, but I feel the need to chip in on his behalf. Look, that's a lot of money. $100 billion. You're putting that on the line, and it's going up against stiff competition, as I've said. And it's the success of that is dependent on market adoption. I guess ICOs attract people on the leading edge, and a lot of people have high risk tolerances. So I'm going to take their word for it that the 100 million is genuine, that they're not creating FOMO. Let's say that the 100 million is there. I'm just curious. I'm just reading the minds of the people who put their money on the line.
Well, hopefully they won't disappoint their investors. I actually looked up their profile on the ICO bench, and they have a whopping 2.6 rating.
Now, why?
Rating.
Did you read any of the comments from the experts?
I was going to get to that, but I went through how they described their project just briefly on ICO bench, and they say Dfinity introduces algorithmic governance in the form of a blockchain nervous system that can protect users from attacks, and help restart broken systems. Dynamically optimize network security and efficiency. Upgrade the protocol and mitigate misuse of platform. For example, by those wishing to run illegal or immoral systems. So
I'll say this. I always joke about being the technically challenged individual in this office. I don't understand any of that. So, well, as a layman, I don't understand any of that. So it means nothing to me. I might glance over it and look into it because, certain things may jump out at me, or I might wash over it completely and move on to the next one. Because I am not hearing anything in that would really reel me in. And that's not to say they don't have an amazing project, but how you present yourself as well does account for a lot when it comes to attracting support and ratings.
I think that's the mistake that most ICOs make. It's when you're describing your project, it's really about sounding intelligent, using the crypto world lingo instead of actually breaking it down so that the ordinary person can understand.
But they could be pitching to a very technically advanced, or
probably.
But then even then, it still sounds like a bit of
Fluff.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but it sounds to me like very, very technical terms strung together.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of dynamism and systems and all that kind of stuff.
If you came at me with that explanation, I would still turn around and say, can you please explain it to me in layman's terms? What is it that you're trying to do at base level? And then build on top of that, but at least give me just a very sound, 2-3 sentences on what you plan to accomplish and achieve that anybody can understand, not just your target market of the technologically inclined individual, but everybody else within the crypto world.
So one of my favorite authors says, if you're a scientist, it's great if you talk like a scientist. Other scientists are going to get you.
Yeah.
But if you are a scientist and you talk like a trucker, then hey, truckers and scientists are going to get you. So it's like a wider audience. So I'd have loved it if they simplified their language.
Okay. But just to say what I got from this, I think what they're saying is because their platform is decentralized, it will be much more secure than centralized servers and so forth. So it will definitely mitigate hackings and security breaches. That's one thing
plus.
I got.
That's
and I think
plus.
Instead of saying algorithmic governance in the form of blockchain nervous system, they could have just said a decentralized platform.
I understand
and then
that
I was
just
like,
fine.
oh, okay. Or cryptographic instead of algorithm but yeah, it's English and don't mind us. We're just people with opinions.
Yeah.
And if you guys agree or disagree, feel free to leave comments in the comment section below. Do you guys still have any more to say about innovative ideas?
Despite playing devil's advocate, I think this is an amazing concept if they can go through and achieve what they're aiming for, and I wish them the very best.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we want innovation, and I don't want to sit here and make it seem as if I'm bashing innovation, because at the end of the day, we're also playing at the cutting edge of finance.
Yeah.
Right? We're trying to marry two things that may appear diametrically opposed to one another. Like gold, this is old money, and then blockchain, cryptocurrency, this is the newest kid on the block. We're marrying the two. So I'm not knocking innovation. I like it. So Dfinity, I'm watching out.
Okay, good. And thank you guys for your contributions. In case you guys are wondering, don't they do gold? Or why are they talking about Dfinity? We're constantly looking at other ICOs that are very innovative. It inspires us. That's the fuel that drives us. Seeing ideas that other people are coming up with, and we thought we'd share it with you and just give you our 2 cents that this is what we think. And it looks like we're rooting for you. Dfinity to infinity. Okay, that's cheesy. But thank you so much for watching. Linda's dying. Remember to leave comments below the comment section. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up.
Yep.
And remember to subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive a notification. Till next time, bye bye.